Alright, we're back with Sherlock Holmes, and we're going to find out more about the, hopefully going to finalize the murder at the plants at the garden. So let's see if we can find out what the deadly plant is.
One of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall begin now. Watson, if you are at all optimistic to have dinner this evening, then I'd recommend that you put on the gas mask.
Well, it didn't like that.
It appears to have fallen inactive after being disturbed. No reaction. My word! It shot a spike at me after I stabbed it with a pin. I imagined that its reaction would be ferocious if I increased the strength of my attack. My word! It shot a spike at me after I stabbed it with a pin. I imagined that its reaction would be ferocious if I increased the strength of my attack.
Okay, so that's that.
No reaction.
Alright, we put that back. I don't know what to do with it. Oh, take to examine. Alright, that doesn't make any damn sense. Alright, let's see what we got next. Take that, pour. Pour?
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid. This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
Oh, there's your response.
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
Alright, let's put that back. Grab that, pour that. Pour. It's opened. Put that back.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
What if we do this?
How interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it.
Okay, so we need to flip-flop these. No, put back. Swap you. Just you. Yeah, because that has to be in the middle. Guess I could have had him on either end. Alright. Let's have a little fun. Let's open the acid.
It appears to open after being soaked with alkaloid. toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary. The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Kew Gardens once again. Now let's see what we found here. Missing Denley plans, Albert's ambitions. I knew that. Still plans before the syndicate were able to. Well, that's clear. We know he's poisoned. Alright, so the Divine stole the plants from the exhibit, including no, I definitely know that they didn't. Pretty sure they didn't steal all of them because there's not enough pots. Alright, we're still, let's see, what else have we got left? I don't know. White studies. What does that have to do with anything? Yeah. Don't know if she's involved yet. I don't know. She would have reason to keep him alive, not to kill him. Nothing else. Alright, off we go. Back to the gardens. Yeah. Alright, off we go. Asking questions.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Anyone believe him? I don't. He's still looking at this stuff. Jeez Louise.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. And about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh, my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Alright, I think we should talk to Mrs. White. She's compelled and tragic, and I took her coat and hurried off. I used that line already. Maybe I should use the heaving, breathless heaving breaths. Oh wait,
Water lily greenhouse.
I forgot the line. Burning on the side of my face, breathing, heave this breath. Well. Oh, that's the water supply. You do hot, arid climate. When are we going to inspect that, Well, I went the wrong way, that's for sure. So when do we inspect this thing here and actually get
A
results?
ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
See, at some point, that's going to be the key that breaks the whole thing open, right? Yes, of course it is. Because otherwise, why would it still have a white question next to it?
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house. I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you, miss.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
We did that one. Oh wait, he had to do something before inhaling the fumes? Inhaling the spores. It's never just 2, come on. Jesus Christ. So where it, well, okay, let's hit LT to watch the, oh, that does, no. We've already done that.
It wasn't like that.
Okay, so what was it like? How you give me 2? Oh, they switched the grate. Well, this isn't me getting it right, it's it getting it right. Oh, wait, so somebody has to shut the
When
door.
Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
Oh, really? Finally? Oh, let's go this way. Would you get out of the way, man? Oh. I hate this building.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Yes, really, we knew this. We've only read it like 1,000 times. Doors. Yeah, there we go. Love the controls on this thing. It's like you're handicapped. You can't do anything quickly. You can't do anything. Very difficult to navigate. Wow. They left during daylight hours. Interesting.
First of all, I need to visit the Colonial Collection Room to see how those caterpillars dropped onto the deadly plants.
I just left there. You've got to be kidding me. Why didn't you mention it while we were there? That would have been nice.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
Now I go back over. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. What, I should be having this on the whole time? Alright, I'll have it on the whole time. We know that's the duct.
The power is on. The engine cannot be started whilst the transmission is active. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working.
Okay, I can't select it. I can't do anything with it. Come on. Alright, we're just gonna go back and see him. It's not... It's showing me that we're supposed to interact with it, but it's not actually doing anything. You know what? I'm gonna go the other way. I don't know why. I'm just gonna go this way. I may be wrong. That was interesting. How does it do that? Yep, it was definitely not the quick way around. Door after door after door after door.
Now we need to see if we can activate the fans from Mr. Hamish's and Albert's space.
Come on. Out we go, because we can't have an easy way around this building. And let's go through, let's see, Mr. Hamish's and, is this one? Nope. Let's see here. From in here?
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one. Before I activate the fan, I need to check if the interior of the Colonial Collection Room can be seen from here. From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
No, we were able to see it in the other room.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Well, there you go. Alright, what else do we got? Oh, there it is. Not very good at botany, and is doubtful he could have done the spores. Yeah. He's not very smart. What if she has the knowledge? Ah, it ruins everything. Alright, we'll go back there. see. Wonder if there's anything else left.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Oh, I can just leave, I guess. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through that. Let's head over to Scotland Yard.